What's up, boys? It's your boy Nick down at the Rum Hut. And I had to turn that fucking game off. That is a piece of shit. I'm recording this right now. There's a minute 47 left on the clock. And I just wanted to come on here and just give my honest opinion on everything that is going on with this team right now. It's not good. That is one summary that I'll give you right now. So please stick around for the whole video. I am absolutely I just don't know how they managed to just make my weekend, ruin my weekend every single time. Looks like they're kicking the ball to us. Doesn't even matter if they win or lose because it's just garbage. It is garbage. If they win this game, I do not care. I will not. I will post it anyways because the game will be over by the time it's up. I will post it anyways. It won't change this video even in the slightest because the facts are the facts, okay? This this offense, I've never seen something so incompetent in my whole entire life. And I've mentioned in every single video that I've made now. It's not a secret. You watch what Calgary does again and again and again and again. They throw the screen pass. They use it as a running play, okay? They get easy 5, 6, 7 yards with the blocking out wide. Have we done that once ever? Do you ever see an easy completion for the Bombers? It's always something downfield and it's difficult and it's over the middle and it's impossible. The other teams seem to have these easy completions that they can turn to that pick up 6, 7 yards every time. I haven't seen that at all. The only time you see that is a dump off to the running back when when the quarterback has absolutely no other options and he's been standing in the pocket for 10 years. They need 20 yards to pick up and they throw a screen pass. I get it. You're trying to get closer and you've got no other options. But how can you have no routes that develop at all downfield? And you've got your 3rd and 10. It's just to me it's asinine. Buck Pierce is not a offensive coordinator and it was just absolutely driving me insane. Just when Paul LaPolice is on the sidelines and he's talking about what Buck Pierce is doing, the guy is not a coordinator. There's so many mistakes. I'm watching right now, Stanley Bryant, procedure. Are you serious, man? On that last play, how many times did we get procedure calls or offside calls? On that one that when we were 1st and 20. It's a joke. It is an absolute joke. This team doesn't deserve to put on those uniforms. They don't deserve to have that on their helmet. They're washed. And, before anyone comes in here and starts saying, oh, but they, lost this player, they lost that player, or Kalaros is out, so that's why it doesn't matter if Kalaros was in it or not. It might have been worse if Kalaros was in. The guy was horrible. They don't even trust him in 3rd down situations in like 3rd and 5 or 2nd and 5. They put in Strevler to run it up the middle. It's a joke. It is a joke. He's the most highest paid player in the league. And he is a little baby. He can't read a blitz. Like, how many times did they send a blitzer on the outside and it was completely not picked up and he got sacked? It's on the quarterback to see that. It isn't on. I mean, the O-line needs to get it as well, but they've got a blitz. They've got more guys than they can block. And then that interception. Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? The D lineman drops into coverage and you don't see him. You've only been in the league for 15 years. And we've seen that's not the only one. It happened once. Sure, okay. The guy has no touchdowns and 4 interceptions through 4 games or 4 games. Yeah, it's really just sad. It's just sad. And then my next point, Brady Oliveira. He opens his big mouth in in the in the week, and he says we would have won if I was in the game. We would have won. Yeah, you've made a huge contribution here today. It's you've really pushed us over the limit here. Even if we do win, and I used to have a Strevler jersey. I lost it sometime in a cab, very intoxicated. And my main question, I'm sitting there watching this game, and I'm thinking to myself, you brought in Chris Strevler in the off season, early in the off season. You didn't change offensive coordinators. Time and time again, we heard this same line. Oh, we've got some creative packages to put Chris in, and we're going to utilize both quarterbacks. Bullshit. Their definition of creative offense, Buck Pierce's definition, and I'm not only going to single out Buck Pierce. It's Mike O'Shea as well. Their definition of a creative offense is him runs ball straight up the middle, and as I say this, they get a touchdown, and barring a extra point, we tie up the game. It doesn't matter. My feelings are the same. I don't care if they won that game or if they lose that game. It's the same thing to me because it's just about how they look, and it's really embarrassing. The defense was pretty good. I thought there were some mistakes made. But this offense, I just can't even fathom. It's like they can't throw the ball. They can't throw the ball. Like it's like 5 yards behind the receiver half the time. Like it's getting to the point where I am actually about to explode. My ears are red. I bet you my blood pressure is like through the roof right now. Tie game. Doesn't even matter. It's probably we're just gonna lose it in overtime. But yeah, it's just no imagination. They don't get Chris out of the pocket. You see that game tying touchdown? What did he do there? He rolled out of the pocket. And that brings me back to my other point, or brings me up to my next point, sorry. Our offensive line and defensive line are not good enough. Not good enough. They don't give the quarterback any time to make a play, especially when they're not playing well. The main thing is to give them more time because you're trying to give a quarterback that's trying to get in rhythm some time. And you've got a defensive lineman in your face within 4 seconds. No, sorry, not 4 seconds. 1 second. It is so frustrating. And the defensive line is not off the hook either. They've limited Calgary's points and everything today, but did we get any sacks? I think we got 1 sack. It was not even a D lineman. It was Retta Kramdi on a blitz, a disguised blitz, and he didn't get picked up. That was the only time we got to Jake Mayer today. It's just we cannot be being beat every single down on both sides of the line. Like we're not that skilled where we can do that and get away with it. Whether it's just young guys on the O-line who aren't ready to make plays, like the right tackle, like Lofton. Maybe he wasn't the right guy to bring in the off season. Like it's just so many things. And then like on the D line, like I know I love Willie Jefferson to death, but like man, when was the last time we saw him put pressure on a quarterback? Like it's been like it's absolutely insanity. And nobody can ever question him either because I mean I don't even know. Maybe he's a fan favorite, but he gets the odd batted down pass, but there's zero pressure. I do understand because sometimes he's being double teamed, but at the same time, like they've got to figure it out in a way to get him effective. Like other teams, you can't just completely eliminate one player. And if he's being double teamed, how are the other guys not getting to the quarterback? it's just to me, it's just getting to be too much, man. My blood pressure is so high right now. Oh my god, I'm just so angry from this team, and I don't actually even care if they win this game because the damage is done. It's gonna go to overtime. I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna make this video before it goes to overtime and post it because it doesn't matter to me if they win or lose. It's become to the it's gotten to the point where I am so angry at this team that it has no effect on whether one win here is not going to affect this season, in my opinion. And win or lose, I'm a Bomber fan. I'm never going away. Anyone can call me a fake fan because you know, express my frustrations. Um, but I am a true fan because I care a lot. I care a lot. I care a lot about this team. I care a lot about, and I know a lot of other people do. And it just really, really pains me to see, lack of effort, lack of execution, you know, uh, just lack of talent, especially on both the lines of scrimmage. And I don't know if it's over. Like, I remember back before like who was our GM before Kyle Walters. Anyways, it's before Kyle took over in an interim basis, basically. That I guess that probably was when Lapa was the coach, head coach, if I'm remembering correctly. And we were just full. We had no talent. Like our team just it was like Drew Willie was the quarterback. Like it was just bare. The closets were bare. There was nothing on either side of the ball, and the team just had no direction. You know, they go in, they get Kyle Walters. He comes in. He brings in Andrew Harris. He brings in Willie Jefferson. He brings in Stanley Bryant. He brings in Jamarcus Hardrick. He brings in Nick Dembski. Like the list goes on and on, and and it just underscores to me like we don't see there's maybe the guys are getting old and we're being too loyal to them. I think the word would be. There's some guys out there I'm not seeing impact out of. Like this year, I haven't seen Jake Thomas do anything. I haven't seen Willie Jefferson do anything aside from knock down a pass or two. And I mean, I don't watch every play in the trenches. But and Zach Collaros, the biggest perpetrator of all, just we're not seeing any production. It's been horrible. So, I mean that my whole point is that we're spending so much money on some of these guys who just are not producing, and my I guess my main overall point is that Mike O'Shea, as much as he's a great coach, and I guess Mike O'Shea and Kyle Walters, as much as they're great at their job, they are not Wally Buono. They are not Wally Buono. Wally Buono, if I remember correctly, he cut or he just didn't sign Andrew Harris because he thought he was done. There was like Travis Lulay, Mike Riley, like the list goes on. Like just important players. Like there was guys who were important players, and he just figured, you know what, I can go and I can replace him. I can go and find a new guy to replace him. Because I think he's near his end of his career and he's going to cost me a lot of money. So there was no emotions attached to it. It was just business. And the Bombers don't do business. They're all about feeling good. You know, we're all buddies here. Like it's like an anime, you know, everyone's friends. You know, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's football. It's a business. We're not friends. We're competitors. We're colleagues. I don't care if they're buddies off the field. I don't care if the guy's a great guy. or he has kids or that you like, or his wife or something. It's bullshit. It's a football team. It's a man's sport. And if you're too old and you don't have it anymore, get lost. I mean, it's not the player's fault. It's not the player's fault either. It's completely the fault of the GM and the coach for not recognizing this sooner. You know, like to me, it completely falls on their shoulders, and there needs to be absolute change this year. I personally, I don't think that Buck Pierce is a true offensive coordinator. He was a decent quarterback, but he just really isn't. He isn't like some sort of offensive genius. As we throw an interception into the end zone, just one of the worst throws I've ever seen, about 20 yards behind Nick Dembski. So yeah, they have zero eye for talent. It's underscored by some of the guys that they've chosen to play on the team. Um, we haven't seen any youngsters, any new players really make great impacts. In the last couple of years. Um, I just don't know what else to add. Other teams seem to be able to find new talent and be able to replenish the cupboards, but it's been a steady decline, and now it's been like this, and then it's like this because we've been able to sort of just compensate, and it's been getting worse, right? Like when we first got Caleros, it was like this, right? And then steadily as we won the first the two Grey Cups, even after the first one or after the second one, it just started going down like this, right? And we lost a few guys. We got to the third Grey Cup, but we didn't get there quite in as convincing fashion. This last one, it was like we were so close to losing and not making it to that one. And now it's just this, right? It's just it is this. I didn't predict it because I had no idea that they were, so yeah, and we lose. Anyways. Yeah, so this video, they completely ruined my weekend. 0-4. This team's absolute garbage. If you did stick around to the end of this video, yeah, please like and subscribe. I'm going to keep making videos all year, as painful as it gets. O'Shea, I'm sorry to tell you, man, you're a great guy, but 0-4 looks great on you because you need an absolute wake-up call. You need an absolute wake-up call. I know you thought it was over. Now that I got on the Mike O'Shea train here, just talking about Mike O'Shea, it's really embarrassing. Just listening to what he says, like on a daily basis, in his press conferences, it's just embarrassing. Um, he's just so arrogant in some of his answers. Just it's like we're crazy for asking the question, like, hey, are you guys like worried about being 0-3? If you just came out with an answer like, hey, we hate it, our guys are absolutely motivated to be in this game, we're gonna try and right the ship here, and maybe use a little bit, but it's just sleepy. It's like, even just looking at his post, didn't work out, tough go, maybe next time. It's just to me, I cannot stand that shit. There's no passion. The Bomber fans have more passion for this team than the coach and the players do. It's sickening. And that's all I have for today.